The early career researcher is a PhD student or postdoc who has only been in their field of research for a few years.
Every early career researcher is uniquely situated in career stage, research area, discipline, networks, and objectives. Nonetheless, their experiences share some common features. Early career researchers are attempting to build their professional research profile whilst often trying to fit into a new environment, be that a new discipline, institution, group, or role. Throughout, they are aware of complex issues of trust, an example of which is the delicate balance between mutual support from peers and competition for funding jobs and publications. Day to day, early career researchers' lives have much in common, even across quite different disciplines. Their work mostly involves seeking new information, gathering data, analysis, reflection and discussion, and publishing. Plus, even some of them do teaching and administrative roles. ICT plays a role in almost all these activities, and early career researchers choose the tools they use with care, balancing the costs and benefits of each.
People and relationships play a key role in the ICT experience of the early career researcher. Early career researchers are members of multiple networks, frequently overlapping with subtly graduated relationship types and trust levels. Physically proximate relationships are currently dominant in the lives of many ECRs. Particularly strong relationships are characterised by the use of multiple communication channels or technologies. Work-life balance is important to early career researchers who wish to retain their own boundaries between professional and social activities, even if those boundaries are blurred. The culture and practices of a discipline or research group often dominate choices about the way in which technology is used. Traditional methods, even pen and paper, still play an important role for many early career researchers. Email is also still widely used, although this is often forgotten in discussion of communication technologies today. Also, a lot of early career researchers are happy to repurpose non-academic technology tools for scholarly use. Novel ways of using tools generally spreads via networks. Serendipitous discovery of new tools and methods through word of mouth is one of the best ways to find out about new systems or practices.
Despite many early career researchers being interested in trying out new technologies, 72% of early career researchers reported that they did not even use Web 2.0 or social media to share their research. This may reflect the many and varied constraints which limit ICT take-up among early career researchers, such as social, confidence, skills, institutional, and participatory constraints. Any tool used for collaboration or communication requires that all those engaged in the work must have the tool available to them and be capable of using it and choose to do so. This can limit the adoption of new technologies, as many groups will include a mixture of more and less technical savvy researchers, and any used tool must be acceptable to all. Other researchers who may view new technology with skepticism can discourage early career researchers from using or promoting these systems.
The landscape, then, is one in which each early career researcher uses a set of technologies they have chosen, within the constraints they experience, provided by a range of organisations to undertake the many tasks related to research, as well as teaching, administration and social activities. Now a more detailed look at some topics. Tools to support research. Systems, distinct from research programs or institutions, will offer advantages to the early career researcher in that they are more likely to move between projects and universities fairly frequently. There's also a strong desire for data portability, which will become critical for the mobile ECR, as well as offering good long-term support for data preservation and access. The Academy should not neglect the scope for configurable tools for specific research groups and programs. Unconfigurable systems may be insufficient to capture the specialist data types, research practices, and culture of individual disciplines and programs. Scholarly networks. There is a clear need for a specialist professional networking system with suitable arrangements for security, privacy, and authority to support early career researchers in the key activity of building their networks of people and resources. Design of such a new scholarly network should recognise the distinction between the task of finding new people and new resources and that of maintaining relationships or communicating with people within a network. Scholarly networks should also take into account the desire of the early career researcher to define their own work-life boundaries. Social change. Some tools may be too complex to be used without training. Training and awareness raising around new and existing tools must be available at the right place and the right time and aimed at the correct level. When designing a new system, this should definitely be considered. But preferably, the skill acquisition around use of a tool should be designed into tools where possible, rather than being a time-consuming activity outside the normal research day. It's also valuable to have good support for serendipitous discovery and peer support around the technology.
EarlyCareerResearchers.carrot.cam.ac.uk